Alrighty guys, we're back for Colorless Ramp, and this is an Edge of Eternities standard brew, and I'm Red Cat. Let's briefly go over the deck, then hop right into some ranked. We have 3 of the new Tezzeret, Cruel Captain, 3 mana, 4 loyalty legendary, Planeswalker, it happens to be colorless. So whenever an artifact you control enters, you put a loyalty counter on Tezzeret. It has a 0 ability here for untap target artifact or creature. If it's an artifact creature, put a +1/+1 counter on it. Okay. Has a -3 ability, search your library for an artifact card with mana value 1 or less, reveal it, put it into your hand, then shuffle. Cool. So in this deck list, we can find Candy Trail or a Nutrient Block. Now, -7, which I don't think is going to be unheard of at all, you get an emblem with, at the beginning of combat on your turn, put 3 +1/+1 counters on target artifact you control. If it's not a creature, it becomes a 0/0 robot artifact creature. Cool stuff. Pairing well with it is actually going to be Dauntless Scrapbot, since it's 2 artifacts for the price of 1. The 3 mana 3/1, almost said 3/2, but 3/1 is still fine for what this does. When it enters, exile each opponent's graveyard. Nice. Create a lander token. Nice. So I'm not going to take the time to go over the lander token right now. There it is on the screen if you want to see it. What else do we got packed in, guys? Well, Nutrient Block, I kind of mentioned. It's a 1 mana artifact food. It has Indestructible. It has the food ability. And also on this card, when this artifact is put into a graveyard from the battlefield, draw a card. Cool. So I do think Candy Trail is going to be much better, but it is pretty neat that this has Indestructible. And so if you power it up with something like Tezzeret, I mean, it's going to be an indestructible creature, so neat. So how about some of that ramp packed in? Actually opting for 3 Irencrags, really just in here for a 2 mana rock, and then a legendary does hold it up every now and then. There's a reason we don't have all 4 of them, right? So we do have 4 PuPu UFOs. Nice. 2 mana 0/4 that honestly we don't really get to see too often. It has flying, you can tap it, and you may put a land card from your hand onto the battlefield. Decent ramp, honestly. For the bottom ability, for 3 mana, until end of turn, this creature's base power becomes equal to the number of towns you control. And we do have a decent number of towns in here. We have 4 Adventures Inns, we have 4 capital cities, we even have a couple gold saucers as well, for a grand total of 10 towns. So what other ramp do we got packed in? Well, we have a couple Hedron Archives, we have a Ring of the Lucii as well, and we even have a couple Solemn Simulacrums too. With Solemn Simulacrum and the lander tokens, we wanted to make sure we actually play some wastes in here so we have basic lands to grab instead of just more utility. Speaking of more utility, we are trying out the new Secluded Starforge as a one-of, and we even have a couple Fountainports in here too. More ramp packed in. We got a couple Ultima really helping us ramp into that top end. And then what about that top end? Here's some new ones. We have 3 Extinguisher Battleships, 8 mana artifact spacecraft. So it has Station. Tap another creature you control. Put charge counters on this spacecraft equal to its power. Station only as a sorcery. It's an artifact creature at +5 charge counters. So it's a flying trample 10/10 at +5, which is pretty good actually. So when this spacecraft enters, destroy target non-creature permanent. Then this spacecraft deals 4 damage to each creature. So acting as our board wipe in here should be decent, I hope. Now we have 3 Ugin, Eye of Storms. Important enough to actually go over, even though it's been out for a little while. It's a 7 mana, 7 loyalty legendary planeswalker. When you cast a spell, exile up to 1 target permanent that's 1 or more colors. Whenever you cast a colorless spell, exile up to 1 target permanent that's 1 or more colors. Cool. It has a +2 ability, gain 3 life, draw a card, a 0 ability where you add 3 colorless mana, and a -11 ability, where, and again, another one where it's not going to be unheard of to ultimate Ugin. So search your library for any number of colorless non-land cards, exile them, then shuffle until end of turn. You may cast those cards without paying their mana cost. Cool stuff. Here's another new one. We're trying out a couple Thrumming Hivepools. 6 mana artifact, affinity for slivers. Slivers you control have double strike and haste. At the beginning of your upkeep, create 2 1/1 colorless sliver creature tokens. Without other slivers in the deck list, really it only plays well into itself, right? So if we do see both of these, the second one we cast out is hopefully going to be cheaper than the first one. outside of that, just kind of getting more and more slivers as the game goes on. Kind of cool. I like that they have double strike too. We also are trying out an Anticausal Vestige. 6 mana, 7/5. It has warp for 4, so you can cast this card from your hand for its warp cost. Exile it at the beginning of the next end step, then you may cast it from exile on a later turn. So when this creature leaves the battlefield, you draw a card. Then you may put a permanent card with mana value less than or equal to the number of lands you control from your hand onto the battlefield tapped. Kinda neat. We'll see how much it actually does today. No honorable mentions, guys. At the very least, what should have made the cut as an honorable mention? Let me know down in the comments. Either way, I do my dandiest to save the more in-depth discussion for the end of the video, so look forward to that. In the meantime, let's go ahead, take this into some ranked, see how we do. Right into that first game. What am I expecting from the build? I mean, it's supposed to be janky, right? Right, guys? Honestly, I'm expecting a little bit, but we'll see. We'll see. So we go first. This is not a bad hand at all, especially if UFO gets to survive and we see more mana off the top too. I like it. I'm keeping it. I think that the new Tezzeret Planeswalker 2 plays really well with the UFO, because giving the UFO extra counters is decent. Okay, I'll start with the Fountainport, I guess. I guess it doesn't really matter what we start with there. I'll get the waste down, get the UFO down. Now, if UFO survives, we saw the mana we needed. I think it should be a really good turn. Looks like UFO is going to survive. Okay, nice. Let's go ahead and get the Starforge down. We definitely want to use this ramp on our turn. Get the waste down. Archive. That's significant ramp, dude. Holy cow. Now, this Flourishing Bloomkin can easily get above the 4 damage from the Battleship, but the top ability is non-creature permanent, so technically we could pop a land. Maybe keep it below the 4 toughness. So pop Hatch Recruit. Here comes the 7th mana. Actually, we already have 8, don't we? I really don't like losing the UFO so soon, but I mean, it's kind of done its job already. We could wait for a better board wipe. Maybe we just establish the Hivepool for the turn. Still a really good thing to establish. Really good to establish after a board wipe too. We should just play the biggest thing we got, right? Probably. Probably. So we pop one of their forests, which is pretty brutal. And then 4 damage to everything. Now, any creature off the top would be great, but also just Hivepool is pretty good. Even if they find removal for the Archive somehow, still got 6 mana on the board. Pretty crazy business, man. Let's see if they find their 3rd again. At that point, too, any battleships off the top, we still got 8 mana on the board. We don't want to forget about Starforge, which has a bottom ability here. For 5, you can tap it. Create a 2/2 colorless robot artifact creature token. Then we also have Fountainport over here, of course. Yeah, I mean, we just had crazy ramp. Being able to ramp 2 lands off of 1 UFO and have an archive down too. Absolutely insane. I mean, that's what we're trying to do, though. Llanowar Elves, okay. We find a Fountainport here, so I'm pretty sure we just establish the Hivepool and be happy about it, right? That's totally fine. We still have 2 open for Fountainport draw, too. Start getting some slivers next turn. Okay. Right, we don't have any tokens on the board for the Fountainport draw, but we can do nothing, actually. We have nothing open, technically. Okay, the opponent's reestablishing. Full double strike slivers, that's good. Dauntless Scrapbot is really good. Very nice. All right, let's get that down. I say we power up this battleship, guys. Yep, I think that's worth it. Using what we have out there, I guess. Keep the archive open for card draw then. All right, that's a 10-10 flying trample. Let's get that swing. When it's down to 10, they could have some life gain here. Now with the lander token, we do have card draw on Fountainport, but I think it's safe to draw off the archive. All right, good game, opponent. Yeah, if they didn't have an answer for the 10-10, number one, an answer, right? Something that hits artifacts, for example, could happen in mono green. Number two, chump blocker in the air. We have trample, but even just a 1/1 chump blocker will bring them down to 1. I don't know what else mono green could do, because I don't think a fight spell was going to get there against the 10-10. So cool. That's a really cool one. Hopefully I played it out well enough for you guys. Kind of played itself. You know what I mean? Okay, there's the Tezzeret. Double Irencrag isn't that great, but I can't be mad about this hand, as long as we don't see the third Irencrag, right? At that point, we could always pop one of the Irencrags to the bottom ability on Gold Saucer or something, and maybe play the second one. Okay, Timeline Caller. We've been seeing a lot of Orzhov Sacrifice. It's day 1 of the new set release, so... Alright, we might as well get Adventures In down, go back up to 20. Timeline Caller. Swing for 2 again. Another Wastes, okay. Let's get the Irencrag down. It's good ramp right into the Solemn Simulacrum, which is also good ramp. Sephiroth, nice. Alright. That might be a problem. Depending on what's left in their hand, of course. Ultima, cool. Ultima's good if it gets to stick around. We will go with, I guess we'll get the Gold Saucer down. Doesn't really matter what lands we play early on here, right? Probably want to go for the ramp. Especially since Tezzeret isn't doing too much here. Yeah, Solemn Simulacrum's definitely the play. Grab a Wastes. Okay. Alright, it really depends. Anyone's game, I would say. Blood Witch is scary. Infestation Sage. Great swing with Sephiroth. I say we take the chump while we have it. We're taking 2 from Blood Witch and Sephiroth ability here. And we really don't want to go down to 10, I would say. Yeah, it's getting scary. Let's get that draw on the Simulacrum Synthesizer. Wow. Yeah, that's what the card is, right? And no, Solemn Simulacrum. Yeah, extra life gain on things like Candy Trail should be really good for us, actually. So we'll see what we can pull off next turn. Nice. More life gain off of Adventures In, back up to 14. We do have Ultima for the turn with a Candy Trail, or we could establish Thrumming Hivepool and hope to survive. A couple chump blockers. Next turn. It's at the upkeep, right? With Ultima coming down, it taps for an additional 1. We still don't... I mean, we could get like the second Irencrag down or something. I apologize, opponent. I'm thinking, buddy. If we go with Tezzeret, we'll have 3 mana open. We could flip a coin for Gold Saucer if we do that. Candy Trail. Tezzeret goes up to 5. I think it's Ultima. Ultima blocks a little better. I hope this is okay, guys. We could power up Irencrag because we have the second one in hand. You know what? I will do that. Yeah, why not? Play the second one, then play the Candy Trail. It's kind of cool. Ooh, UFO could be a good blocker. I'm going to keep it. Yeah. Actually, I mean, we don't need extra mana from it. I guess more top end is technically better, but I hope I don't regret that because it can seriously be a good blocker. We'll see if Ultima survives the turn here. Speaking of a good blocker, 4/4 flying. Enduring Innocence, they still got 2 swamps open. It's going to be Timeline Caller. Get that card draw off the Innocence. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. We have 12 mana if Ultima survives. I think we take the blocks for sure. And Sephiroth is the block. They pop the Innocence here, right? No, they pop the 1/1. I thought that they'd pop the Innocence. It comes back as an enchantment. How many creatures died this turn? Just the 1 then, right? So we take 3, let Sephiroth die. Take another 2. No, 1 from the Blood Witch. Sorry, guys. Hard to calculate against these sacrifice deck lists sometimes. Okay, so we dump our hand, and we even have a Candy Trail. Yep, we play everything. With Ultima surviving, crazy business. Oh, order. Order matters. Tezzeret first. And then I suppose... Yep, Dauntless Scrapbot's pretty good here. Yeah, there's no reason not to dump in everything. The big question is, did we want to pop Candy Trail before playing anything else? And I guess the answer is no, not really. Right? Right? 2, 3. Still, this Irencrag is not tapping for mana. So we don't have Candy Trail and the Hivepool. So I want to get Hivepool down no matter what. Next up we can -7 Tezzeret. Start powering up these things. That's probably worth it, right? There's a chance of letting Tezzeret survive, but we have 3 Tezzerets in here anyways. While we have the ultimate, we should take the ultimate. And then we can start powering up these goodies over here. Like the Lander token especially. So a lot of good blockers on the board. With the opponent at 23 and we're at 8, I think we hold. I hope that's okay. 5 mana. I mean, their 6th mana could come down. They could just drop a whole bunch of spot removal. Or if we swing with Ultima, they just need a couple pieces of spot removal. Play a second Blood Witch or something. I don't know. It depends. I think it's okay to keep Ultima back and not swing in the air. Ooh. 4 mana, 4/4 lifelink. Whenever one or more creatures you control deal combat damage to a player, draw a card and lose 1 life. Okay, I'll take this block on the ground with our 3/3 Lander. Okay, we go down to 7. They go up to 24. They do have the warp. They do find more mana. They go for the warp, actually, so they can play it next turn. They also get card draw on the Enduring Innocence, which is really good, isn't it? They do get the Void ability at the bottom here if a non-land permanent left the battlefield. So we could have taken the damage, but I don't know if that would have been great either. So start with the Candy Trail, right? The other Candy Trail is actually pretty good, I would say. Ultima surviving on this board state is crazy business. Anti-casual is probably okay. It's a 7/5. With the extra life gain from the Candy Trails, we're probably safe to swing. Probably. Also, warping this in isn't terrible, is it? We can play it again next turn. Start with the card draw, get another permanent. You just play it too. I mean, honestly, how many tough decisions are there, man? +3/+3 to one of the double striking tokens. They have really good blocks here too. I think I will equip this. And we still have enough. I'm just going to play this, right? If they find removal for it. Other than that, it's a 7/5 on the board, which I'm not mad about at all. Power up the Hivepool, or we could just give extra counters to something on the ground here. I'm going to keep the Scrapbot as a chump blocker.
There is no system I can...
3 chump blockers. We're at 13. What's this? I don't think I've ever attacked with Ultima, guys. Oh, put a blight counter. Okay. Okay, here, have a blight counter starting town. That's right, that's right. They do chump the double striking sliver. We go down to 12. They go down to 13. I mean, this is crazy business. And like, we have way too much going on. They got good life gain over there with the lifelink on Acolyte and the Innocence. They do have a Get Lost finally taking care of the Ultima. Map tokens that we can power up with the Tezzeret. Timeline Color has haste. They do get the card draw with Enduring Innocence. What a scary deck list, man. For real. And a Sephiroth, too. We are back in danger, for sure. Okay, down to 10. They go back up to 13. Innocence comes back as an enchantment. They do that. I mean, they're already getting the Void on the Acolyte, right? So we might as well block. I guess, right? They keep getting card draw off the Innocence, but they have so many cards in hand anyways. We still take the 2 from the Blood Witch and everything, and they get the 2/2 back. I have no idea. I really, really don't. They're at 15. We see mana off the top, which has got to be one of the worst case scenarios here. I think I might full swing, guys. I think we're in that much danger. I think we could die next turn even if they don't attack, even if we keep blockers back. We could start by sacrificing 2 artifacts and draw on the gold saucer. We could. The Irencrag and a map token would be fine. We don't have much mana after the fact, though. 1 map token and the Irencrag. Wait a minute. Tap the Irencrag then, right? There we go. I apologize, opponent. Taking my good old time over here. Irencrag map token. Keep the creatures around. See what we draw. We do find an Adventure's End, which puts us back up to 10, which is really good, isn't it? So... man, yeah, they're at 15. We power up the map token.
I am in charge here.
They can easily win on the backswing. There's 13 damage, and they have just terrific blocks, too. Now that we're back up to 10 from the Adventures Inn, I do think we want to hold off on the rest, because they go up to 19 from the block with the Acolyte, too. Right? Yeah, the extra life gain has convinced me. We have a chance. They do chump the Vestige. It's a really... I mean, warping this for 4, honestly, could have been better than just playing it outright, right? Probably. Okay, they do go down to 11, but they go back up to 12. We go down to 7. And at that point, with nothing left to do, we might as well equip the Everflame to another one of the slivers. The first strike for the Acolyte should be excellent here. No reason to pop the map token. Hopefully we don't find more mana off the top. We need more of our top end. We have another Blood Witch. Yep, okay. Get some card draw here. Plenty of mana. They go ahead, take 2 for the Shrine. Lively Dirge for the bottom ability, returning 2 back from the grave with the Vengeful Blood Witch and 2 mana open. I think we're dead. I think we're dead, right? Only at 7. They go for a Timeline Caller. They do go for the Full Swing. And we have to be very careful with what creatures die. They go ahead, sacrifice one of the Callers. We take 3 down to 4. We have to chump, but they still have 1 mana here. I'd love to stop this life gain, but we'd take 3. They do drop the GGs. So that one last mana, even with the chumps, might still get them there then, right? So there's all the chumps that go back up to 15. None of the creatures die, right? No, the caller dies because of the double strike. Oh no. Is there any block? I don't see a block. Do you guys see it? How do we stop the caller? No, the double strike. Why? Hey, that was a good game, opponent. Really good. Yep, so because the caller dies, we take 3, actually. We're at 4. Okay, let's see if this last mana is something to sacrifice, because that'll do it, right? No. Wait. How much? Wait. Okay, no, we got Obliterate. I promise. I've played this game before, guys. I promise. Oh, our creatures, Sephiroth, whenever another creature dies, whereas Blood Witch, whenever this creature or another creature you control dies. That's right. Okay, hey, yeah. Yeah, I'm sorry for taking so long with the blocks then, opponent. Yeah, since our creatures were dying anyways. That could have gone either way, for real. Really tough game. Guys, hey, while I have you here in the middle of the video, make sure you check out that description where we do have that Discord link as well as that Patreon link too. If you're interested in joining either of those up or supporting the channel that way. And then also, guys, for the YouTube side of things, if you like the video, make sure you actually drop it a like. And if you enjoy the channel, then consider subscribing because it really does help out the channel. So thank you. Hey, if we miss mana here, this is a dangerous hand. I'm going to mulligan. I think we could do better. Oh, much better. Now we don't need a turn 1. Everything else looks much better in this hand than the Candy Trail, right? Makes sense to me. Zaz is Chocobo. Okay. Candy Trail's back. PuPu UFO. Now, if we see mana, that's great news. If we don't, that's fine. Our hand's pretty good. Bristly Bill. Another PuPu UFO. I think we'll go right into Tezzeret. They have a good swing into it if they have a Fable Passage, but a 1/5 UFO should be enough to protect Tezzeret for a turn. Hopefully, right? I think curving out here is pretty nice. Also, if we would have went Candy Trail with a second UFO, that could have been pretty good too. But then Tezzeret's chilling in hand, wishing that we didn't play so many of our artifacts. So they do go counter onto Tifa. We do have a really good block here. Unless... Okay, second Sass's Chocobo. Guys, we need to find our board wipe, but by the time we find it and by the time we can play it, it's probably going to be too late, as it's just 4 damage. They are going to full swing at the Tezzeret. We'll take the block. So Tezzeret survives. And I guess it's a similar concept if we would have just played the 2 artifacts first, because it still would have had 4. But then the UFO on the board would have had 1 counter less too, so all that is something to consider. Let's do... Oh, I just got some lag there. Let's do thinking. Yeah, we can drop the wastes. First of all, we can ramp with Simulacrum, but 0 on Tezzeret. We might just die to Tifa next turn, honestly, guys, if they boost twice with Bristly Bill. So maybe we go Candy Trail instead. Oh, crap. We won't have enough mana for that, though. Irencrag's good. Ultima's good. I think we send both, though, because I don't know what I'm looking for. 1 extra mana in hand. Yeah, we don't have the 5th for the Ultima yet. I do like Irencrag, though. I do, but I think I'm going to send them both. I don't really know what we're looking for. I do know that we are in serious danger from that Tifa. If we gain, we could find another Candy Trail. We don't know what's on top either. But I think we just play the other UFO and hope that these are enough blocks. We could also -3 the Tezzeret. Still keep the Tezzeret around and still play a second Candy Trail. Actually, that's probably much better because then the Scry on the Candy Trail can help us get one step closer to what we need, which again, I have no idea. Okay, I don't mind the 5th mana, but based on this board state, I don't know what that's going to do for us, you know? I think we're just in serious danger. All right, no swings. Let's see what the opponent has for us. I mean, look at their board, man. This would be hard for any deck list to miss a board wipe against, you know? And our board wipe's so expensive. It is going to be an escape tunnel. So they're going to boost, then double, then boost. It's going to be a nice wide swing. And Tifa's going to be 14 trampling damage. And it could be more because they have 3 mana open still. There's plenty of 3 mana things that can dump a land onto the board. So there's a real chance we just die this turn. It's going to be Llanowar Elves. Let's see where they swing. There's plenty of 2 mana things that can grab a land too, right? You got a Bushwhack here. Take out one of the blockers, which is bad news. That means they have 18 going through if they swing face. We have 1 good block into the Saz's Chocobo. They just swing with Tifa? No, they are going to swing at Tezzeret as well. Good attacks, opponent. Really nice, because no matter where we block here, Tezzeret dies. At that point, our best block is the 4/5 Saz's Chocobo. Good. Definitely falling behind here. With only 4 mana on the board, we're probably going to go for some life gain on the Candy Trail over the Solemn Simulacrum. And Tezzeret is pretty good, actually, right? Either way, we want to start with the card draw on the Candy Trail. And I sent mana, guys, so... Hey, we found the board wipe. Let's go. Okay, well... we might as well draw this turn because we could find mana that we'd want to play. We don't have any 1 mana things remaining in hand, but okay. Let's see the turn, opponent. Let's see it. Because we still have 1 good block into the Saz's Chocobo if they miss mana. They don't miss mana. Wait a minute. Where'd they grab that mana from? Oh, they played it off the top from the Traveling Chocobo. Oh, okay. Well, we still have a decent block with the UFO into the 24/7. Tifa Lockhart here, which is totally fine. Good game, opponent. Good game. Yeah, that's going to be a tough matchup. A really tough matchup because we don't have much early removal. We heavily rely on ramping into the battleship, and once you get to the battleship, there's a real possibility that they just have their creatures above the 4 damage anyways. So, yeah, that's going to be a really tough matchup for this deck list. Guys, we're 33 minutes in. I'm having a blast with this one. One more. See what we can get done here. And we'll talk about the deck list. I like Colorless a lot. It's really cool. Even if it is like, it's like, well, why don't you just play planes in here too? Play some earlier board wipes, some earlier really good spot removal, and do it that way. Why not, right? But for fun is always the answer. For fun, we are going Colorless, and it's still really neat, isn't it? Yeah, we keep this for sure. Irencrag, good. Nutrient block. Send it, right? Keep the Irencrag, look for more top end underneath it. Okay. Get Fountainport down, no worries. honestly, establishing UFO could be equally as good if we see more mana off the top, which I would say UFO has a good chance of dying if this is Azorius control too. So they would love to pop that with a Get Lost. It's a good target for that, for sure. Oh, Jeskai. Jeskai Dragons is likely then, right? We do find more mana, so the UFO could have been a little bit better here. Now we could ramp successfully with Archive, unless this is a Spell Pierce. Spell Pierce doesn't hit the Simulacrum. But with Archive, we can also get the UFO down. It lands. Dump in our hand, we need our top end now. One thing I'd really like to see today is Ugin, but we also know how much work Ugin is going to put into a deck list like this, so we don't necessarily have to showcase that. We've showcased colorless Ugin in the past. Ugin puts in the work, man. It's a good top-end planeswalker once it's established. Because at 7 mana, it is expensive. We do find more mana. We can start with card draw and Candy Trail then. See what we see. We find more mana. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Right. Well, at least we're doing some deck thinning here with the Solemn Simulacrum. Also, if the opponent's playing the long game, that's probably good news for us. And we do have the PuPu UFO open for the opponent's turn. We can get one of these wastes down too. At some point, we're probably going to just draw on the Archive, even though it's good ramp right now too. More Surveil land for the opponent. With 3 mana open, we're bound to run into a counterspell soon, which I'm concerned about because if we do find our top end and it gets countered, it's going to be devastating, right? Put a waste down, hope that we don't flood. A Extinguisher Battleship should be pretty good. Even though we pop our creatures, when we pop this Simulacrum, we draw a card. 7 mana, 8 mana. System message. Required updates available. Oh no. Well, at least this is the last game, right? Still got 2 mana after this. We don't have 2 and the tap to get the airship down. I'm going to try it. Yeah, let's do it. It's a good counter spell for the opponent. Okay, they decide not to, and we're going to go ahead and take out one of their blue sources here. Wipes the board. We get some card draw with the Simulacrum. Oh, a UFO. Nice. That's not terrible, guys. At least it's something we could play. Unfortunately, it has 0 power, so you can't really station with it right now. I mean, we could station, but 0 power. That's funny. Man, I do find Elegant Parlor. Taking one of the blue sources is pretty good because of 3 steps ahead existing in these style of deck lists. More tapped mana from the opponent. We find mana off the top, which pretty much solidifies the Hedron Archive card draw here. That's what we're going to do before anything else. Totally fine. All right. Thrumming Hivepool is what I'm talking about, dude. So we can successfully get Adventures in down. Right, they only got 1 blue open, but it could be a fantastic counterspell for them. Like really good. A really good counter. We could just keep the Fountainport open, get a fishy. Try to play around specific dragon counterspells. I don't even think we keep it open. I think we activate it, right? And then start powering up, start going with the station. Is that okay, guys? It feels super weird not playing the Hivepool. But if it's like the one, I forget what it's called. It's like Dispelling Exhale. I think that might be it. then we want to have excess mana open. I don't know if we'll be able to have 4 excess mana. Actually, we have so much mana on the board, guys. Wow. Yeah, we'll be able to have 4 excess. It is going to be a Shiko deck list, guys. So let's see. They're going to go for the stock up from the grave. They could have chose Lightning Helix, popped the Fishy, but stock up is better since they're not in danger. They're not in direct danger. So more towns could be good if we can actually get the UFO. Okay, Tezzeret's pretty good too. So we can start with Tezzeret probably. -3 on Tezzeret could be good, but just boosting the UFO so we can activate it. We'll only have 6 remaining after that anyways. I still want to get the Hivepool down while they're tapped out for sure. So we're going to go plus. We totally, if we had so much extra mana, I mean, we can untap the Irencrag and stuff. There's a lot of really neat things we can do here, huh? Yeah. Either way, UFO is probably going to... Fishy does not get the counter since it's not an artifact creature. That's all very, very noteworthy. Yeah, we can get the waste down. Thrumming Hivepool. Extra loyalty. And we'll just tap Fishy because I want to be able to block the Shiko with the UFO. Is that okay, guys? I think so. Okay. Right. A lot of tough decisions in this one. 6th mana comes down. We're in danger. No matter what it looks like, we're in danger. Meringue River Regent. Probably Hivepool. They don't really want to bounce. No, they could bounce the Battleship. They could. But it is going to be the Hivepool. Aha, I tap it. I don't have a land, though. So now they have a swing into the Tezzeret with the Shiko, bringing it down to 1, so we don't got the -3 ability, but that's okay. Now, also waiting to our upkeep for the Hivepool is pretty brutal, because the opponent can just do the exact same thing next turn, too. 10-10 flyer, they don't even care. They just take the 10 damage. Easily. Easily just take the 10. I think Tezzeret's going to die this turn. I think we're going to get UFO back down. They know everything we have at this point.
There is no system I can't improve.
We're going to finally power up the Battleship. Go for the swing. Do they double block? Nah. Do they? They have a double block here, guys. Maybe I just keep it as a blocker. Oh, dear. Oh, dear, guys. Yeah, maybe Tezzeret can survive. We have Fountainport open. We want to sacrifice Fishy for card draw. That's pretty much all we got there. No attacks. End turn. Seriously, man. Tough decisions. They're going to go get lost onto the Battleship. That means Tezzeret is out of the equation. At that point, we still save Fountainport, pop Fishy for the very end of the turn, right? Oh, we can actually... They're going to have to full swing at Tezzeret because of the map tokens, and also we can pop a map token instead of Fishy now, which is pretty good for us. Okay. No, what am I thinking? Yeah, Meringue River Regent is a 6/7. Okay. Okay. Okay, send help, guys. I don't know what I'm thinking. We're going to be taking 4. Still waiting until the very end. Very end of their turn. Goodbye, Tezzeret. Maybe Thrumming Hivepool gets to stick around. So we draw on the Fountainport here. Gold Saucer is pretty good. Hivepool gets us 2 tokens. More life gain, not necessary right now. We really just did not want to see more mana here, I would say. As far as the artifacts that we could sacrifice to the Gold Saucer, it's much better just to use the Fountainport draw, which I'm going to do right now. We have 2 Fountainports for a reason, huh? See what we see on the map token. We could have popped a Sliver, too. Oh, Dauntless Scrapbot is pretty good in a Shiko, against a Shiko deck list. All right. Come on down, Dauntless Scrapbot. Probably use the lander so we thin the deck list. But we can also thin further. What the heck is up with all these tough decisions, man? Yeah, we should thin the deck. I'm gonna get the adventures in down. They do have 10 in the air, so if they have something fancy, I guess the extra life gain could help. Can do that on the opponent's turn. UFO is open if we need to boost that. I'd say not terrific swings right now, especially if we find like another Hivepool off the top. With 5 mana open. Okay, here's something though. If we held the UFO back, looks like they're just gonna go Lightning Strike to our face, and I might be very happy we chose to gain life here. Yeah, keep UFO back, swing on the ground with the tokens. They block 1 token with Shiko, we pop that token to Fountainport, get some card draw, we get 3 damage through. That could have mattered, right? Since our ground isn't doing anything right now anyways. Swing with Meringue, swing with Shiko, and I'm going to go for the chump into Meringue. Try to keep us around for 1 extra turn here instead of a 2-turn clock. Okay. Get the Gold Saucer down. Which doesn't really matter unless we see even more mana next turn, you know? Take 4 down to 15. We don't have anything at instant speed that can kill a creature in the deck list, so... Okay. Have we had any tough decisions yet, guys? Have we had any? Let's thin the deck list with the lander. Get a Wastes. And then Fountainport. Over the 2 artifacts. We still got just so much mana open. Our Hivepool's in danger. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Not good. Return target spell or permanent to his owner's hand. 4 damage. 2 1/1s. Draw 2. Gain 4. So we'll play Hivepool again next turn. I think we want the card draw. I think it's time to pop the fishy. Poor little fishy. Ugin! Finally, Ugin, let's do the thing, buddy. Holy cow, look at all the mana we have. Oh my goodness. Right. Come on down, Ugin. I guess she goes first. I guess card draw plus life gain. We do find Irencrag, which is totally fine here. We play it to play it. We keep it. Meringue River Regent. Oh, keep the one that's untapped. Tap it for the Thrumming Hivepool. Get rid of a monk. Okay, we have Fountainport and Gold Saucer open. Keeping Ugin around is important. I will swing with 1 of the slivers, however. The opponent's at 27, guys. I'm pretty sure this is heavily leaning towards the opponent. Because what are we gonna do once they get even more established, or once they find easy removal for the Ugin that we just got down? Ugin was like best case scenario draw, definitely. But now what, right? Because they just drop a Get Lost, and that's what it's going to be too. The good news about Get Lost is we can at least use one of the map tokens on the Fountainport, which is great news, right? Now they still got 4 cards in hand. I'll take the trade into the monk. We could also, I mean, hopefully, first of all, okay, Hivepool back to hand. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Okay. That's a 3/3 monk. I'll take that trade into the Scrapbot if that's what they want to do. They don't. We'll draw on the map token. Now, this is a game of Magic, guys, right? Still think it's heavily leaning towards the opponent, especially with their extra card draw. Ugin! Yes! Dude! Holy cow, 3 of them for a reason. Let's get the job done, Ugin. Let's get the job done. Card draw, right? We don't need the extra. Ugin! Dude. Oh, the opponent's in danger now. Yeah. Solemn Simulacrum, get more deck thinning. Take that action. Down to 2 wastes remaining in the deck list, guys. Get the Thrumming Hivepool back down. Swing for 7. We can do this, man. With the 3rd Ugin already in hand, I actually think we can do this now. Chico, bring back a... Get Lost. Pop the Ugin. Now, they've already seen a couple get lost, but that was their 3rd because the Chico. But there's still 2 remaining in the deck list, probably. Wow, Hivepool actually gets a chance to stick around. Now, the question is Ugin going to land this time? Because they actually have mana open this time as well. We could start with some card draw with the Fountainport and try to play around. See what we can play around here. A counterspell, hopefully, right? We do find an Anticausal Vestige, guys. Wow. Doesn't have haste or anything fancy, but pretty good wide swing here. We could start with that. See what they end up doing. Probably not, though. I think we just play Ugin. It's okay if it gets countered, right? Now, the question is, okay, Dispelling Exhale, we have to pay 4. We do that all day, right? I'm pretty sure. We definitely want Ugin to survive. It's going to be a No More Lies. Nice, and we only got 2 mana remaining. We still get the Exile, but Ugin doesn't land, which is great news for the opponent. Or, yeah, it's great news for them. See if we see a counter. We do. Go wide with the counters here, I'd say. Good swing. Really good swing. Come on, guys. Let's get there. Let's get some value. They go stock up, they can easily find a board wipe. You know what we don't have to worry about anymore, though? Sunfall. They have other board wipes packed in, though, I'm sure. Ill-timed explosion. They get the draw, too. Okay. We don't have, like, Fountainport open or anything, so... And with all the Ugins out of the deck list, and we know what's on top too, it's an Irencrag. I kept it on top for the extra. Oh, nice. At least we get to draw that now. They go stock up. Looks like this video is going to go over an hour, guys. That's rare. It's rare that it happens, but it happens sometimes, especially when a deck list likes to go into that mid game. Get those slivers back on the board, and Scrapbot is definitely the play. Exile their grave is so good for us. Now we have 4 on the board with the slivers since they have haste, but we don't have a way to boost the slivers unless we find another Hivepool. Yeah, those are fishies. Hey, good game, opponent. Good game. I don't know what was in their hand, but seriously, it could have been anything. With only 4 on the board, and if they found another board wipe or something, at that point, if they found another board wipe and another Jeskai Revelation, I think they could have pulled this back easily. Did you guys see a way to slip that 5 through that turn? I don't think we had a way, but I was looking just in case. Yep, good stuff, man. Really good stuff. Really good last game. Let's just briefly go over it here at the end, so that way we don't actually hit the hour. Ugin. I'm so glad we saw Ugin in the last game. Yeah, kind of one of the main build-arounds. I love that we get another Planeswalker to play in Colorless. Tezzeret seems really cool. You'd think that we'd want a whole bunch of utility 1-drops to try to fetch with the -3 ability, but in this deck list in particular, I just didn't care about that at all. Really looking at the 0 ability on Tezzeret more than anything else. For this one in particular, I especially like how giving a +1/+1 counter to PuPu UFO makes it actually a really good 2-drop all of a sudden. And if it keeps going too, because a 1/5 blocker that you had out there for 2 mana the turn prior, that's a really good blocker. And that helps you keep Tezzeret around for the next turn when you start dumping other artifacts onto the board. Scrapbot coming in with the lander token is 2 extra, or 2 total loyalty counters for the Tezzeret, which is really neat. Scrapbot in general, in the right build, this is one of the right builds, I would say, should just be incredible, man. Not only do we not mind grabbing land with the lander, but being able to exile the opponent's graveyard when every other deck list has something to do with the graveyard. What I've been seeing a lot of with the new set so far is actually Orzhov Sacrifice. And you know what that deck list is running? Raise the Past. I don't know how many Raise the Past. I don't know if it's just like every other Orzhov Sacrifice is trying out Raise the Past in it. I don't know if all of them are running 4. All I know is pretty much every deck cares about something in the grave. So it's probably a good thing to be able to exile the opponent's graveyard with the Dauntless Scrapbot, right? And another deck list I'm seeing a lot of is actually Mono Black Sacrifice too. Or when we are up against the Orzhov Sacrifice, we're also seeing the new Hasty 2-drop. It's double black, it's a 2/2. It has that Warp Back from the Grave for 1 black mana and pay 2 life. That's also going to be a pretty good one to pick up with the Scrapbot too. I like this card a lot. Keep your eye on it, especially in colorless builds, especially in builds that like artifacts. Seriously, keep your eye on it. Archive, yes. Ring of the Lucii is just an extra archive, but it's a legendary one. And instead of being able to draw 2 off of it like archive, you can pay 2, tap it, pay 1 life, tap target non-land permanent, which honestly could keep you in the game for 1 extra turn, which might be all you need to find like Ugin off the top and really, really just get there after the fact. I like Extinguisher Battleship. This is a neat one, man. I'm also keeping my eye on this one. I have a big red artifacts build ready to go, also rocking Extinguisher. I like it. I like it a lot. Non-creature permanent's crazy business. The fact that you can take out a land is awesome, especially when you're ramping into this early. Or there are other ways to cheat this onto the board early. Now, 4 damage to each creature usually wipes the board, but some deck lists will get by it. Like I said, mono green landfall is probably going to be a menace for this one. Guys, go ahead, put it on the do not craft list, because put everything on the do not craft list for the first couple weeks of a new set. But boy, oh boy, if you already have everything for this one, this was fun. This was really fun. I could play another hour of it and just completely lose track of time. Seriously. How about rarities? Real quick, guys. Common, common, uncommon. Rare, mythic, uncommon. Rare, uncommon, uncommon. Rare, rare, mythic, rare, rare. And then rares in the mana base is Fountainport, which has definitely been worth the craft for me. My goodness. The number of deck lists that play Fountainport. Common with the Adventures Inn and uncommon with the Capital City. Oh, uncommon with the Golden Saucer. So it's relatively expensive, isn't it? Yeah. Either way, guys, put it on the do not craft list. Boy, when Ultima survives, Ultima's crazy, huh? Crazy ramp. It's probably not going to survive. We got pretty lucky today that Ultima survived for as long as it actually did. The deck list, as far as ramp goes, really did the thing, didn't it? I like it. I like it a lot. I really like PuPu UFO too, not just for the name, huh? Okay, guys, if you made it this far into the video for real, y'all are champions. Let me know what you thought of the deck list down in the comments. Yeah, I think that's everything. All right, hey, I will see you in the next video.